Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me clearly?
Good afternoon, Miss.
Yes, you clearly.
Okay. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Đỗ Hải Yến from Tân Trào University, Vietnam. And today it has been my honor to be here to be the moderator of the room and present my research at ICMR 2021. So first of all, on behalf of the conference committee, we would like to express our sincerest thanks to everyone who has been here today. Your participation and presentation will help to make ICMR 2021 successful. So we wish you all have a wonderful and fruitful time at the conference today. And now let me present my topic. So can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. So my topic today is the European Union Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, opportunities and challenges for Vietnam seafood export. As you see, Vietnam has a long coastline of 300,260 kilometers. With this feature, it brings many advantages to the fishery and aquaculture industry of our country. In 2020, although the COVID-19 pandemic were affected to all areas of economy, but the total fishery production has reached 8.4 million tons and export turnover about 8.5 billion US$. So fishery is a key national economic sector and it takes about 4 to 5% in the GDP of the country. And it stands at the 5th rank for export value, follow garment, electronics, crude oil, and shoes. And according to the statistics, Vietnam seafood export from 1997 to 2020, it has grown continuously in the period. And currently, seafood products are one of the 5 major export items in terms of value in Vietnam. Seafood export product structure in 2020 include frozen shrimp and pangasius, tuna, and fishing products, in which frozen shrimp standing at the #1 of export products and is reached 36.5% in total. And Vietnam seafood are exported to more than 153 countries worldwide. The US, Japan, EU, China, Korea continue to be Vietnam's traditional market. So by the end of 2020, export to EU market has reached 18.5%, and accordingly, shrimp, prawns, and codfish are Vietnam's leading export products to EU. Among the seafood market supplied to the EU from 2010 and 2019, Vietnam is the region's 4th largest non-EU country for seafood import in 2019, after China, Ecuador, and Morocco. From August 1, 2020, European Union Vietnam Free Trade Agreement (EVFTA) has come into effect. Vietnamese seafood exports are perfectly placed to take advantages of improved market access to the EU. So the EVFTA commits to give many the preferential import tariff for Vietnam seafood products. Firstly, about 50% of the tariff line of most products with high tax rates of 6 to 22% will be reduced to zero, such as oyster, scallop, squid, octopus, clam, receipt, abalone, and frozen tiger shrimp. Secondly, about 50% of remaining tariff line with the base tax rate of 5.5 to 26 will be reduced to 0% after 3 to 7 years, such as shrimp, catfish, tuna products. And the third, tariff quota, particularly can tuna applies tariff quota are 11,000 and 10 and 500 tons per year, and about surimi are 500 tons per year. So the FTA is expected to help Vietnam seafood export to growth and bring many opportunities to this industry. Firstly, about the opportunities, after the EVFTA took effect, Vietnam seafood exporter having a huge opportunity to export the large EU market. So according to the statistics, to the data from the General Department of Customs, Vietnam seafood export to the EU increased immediately. And after the EVFTA took effect in 2020, because of the negative impact of COVID-19, Vietnam seafood export to the EU were reduced. However, for the first month, for the 8 first month of 2021, is increasing again, and the total seafood export has reached about 485 million US dollar, and up 20% over the same period last year. And some big markets in the EU, such as Germany, Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, and France, and are all achieve good growth again. Besides opportunities, we also have to face many challenges to the seafood export industry. Firstly, the increase for high and strict market regulation in food safety, especially the EU's IUU regulation, is called ethoxyquin. It's not antibiotic, just antioxidant in feed in EU testing procedure in import shrimp. The second, the disease on shrimp a big effect on production and consumption. Thirdly, we limited the marine resources. Fishery is a manufacturing industry which heavily depending on nature, so it's not easy to take advantages from the EVFTA because the scale of Vietnamese enterprise is small. Meanwhile, the capital is limited, and management skills are not high enough as well. It's still being confused in market access, and there is no propaganda and promotion strategy. And the next, we also have to face with the challenges is increased production costs, such as labor salary, electric power, water, and some testing. So meanwhile, the keeping of export price in trend. The next challenge is the competition from the country which have the same spicy production and export, such as Malaysia, Indonesia, or Philippines, which those countries have the long coastline as well. And to summarize the SWOT analysis for Vietnam seafood export, we can see our weakness is lack of control in use ingredient and history of disease. We also have to face with threats, some disease in stream aquaculture and increase in stream feed price and antibiotic. However, we have 3 main opportunities. Is export market is wide open, and we have favorable government policy for stream culture and export, and stream price is really relatively stable. So through the research, we suggest some solution to increase the Vietnam seafood export to worldwide in the future. For the government of Vietnam, we suggest some solution like the government should promote the establishment of national standards, regulation, brand, and trademarks. And the government also should strengthen the management and inspection to ensure the sanitary and quality of exported aquatic products. They also should improve the seafood exporter awareness of non-tariff trade barriers of the EU and its member country. For Vietnam enterprise, we promote some solutions such as the enterprise should make effort to proactively research the market and the law, especially changes in EU regulation. And they should develop new products based on research results of consumer tastes, especially housewife factor related to the human health and market capacity. Next, the enterprise should update the EU information on the relating fields in the media at all opportunities connect to the EU business. And in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, many consumers refer to the seafood products for home consumptions, which are easy to store, to proceed, and is convenient and with low average prices. So Vietnam enterprise need to pay attention to the production and processing of these products. And enterprise also need to know and understand through the rule of product origin. It's convenient while high the seafood grower and fishermen in compliance with the rule of origin. The next, Vietnam seafood enterprise should prepare the condition for overcoming anti-dumping, anti-subsidy, and trade safeguard measures. They also organize production in a close train with high quality control and cut down on intermediaries, not scramble to buy domestically to export raw products. So with this solution, we hope that in the future, the Vietnam seafood export industry will more increase. So thank you for your attention at my presentation today. And I think now it's time for the next presentation. Dr.
Excuse me, Dohai.
Yes.
May I ask question? Maybe
okay.
we just have time.
Okay, we still have time. Yeah, okay, it's okay.
Okay,
Please.
thank you. It's very interesting presentation, Ms. Dohai.
Yes, thank you.
You mentioned about shrimp. So I have one question related this your statement before. What kind of disease the commonly attack the shrimps in Vietnam? And then what is the regulation of government, and also how the solution to minimize or decrease the disease that attacks the shrimp in that place? Maybe just this is my question. Simple question, I think.
Okay. I would like to make some quotas. For the question about the disease of shrimp in Vietnam.
Yes, what kind of disease?
Yes, and the second question is the government do anything?
Regulation.
Yes. Actually, more specific about the disease on shrimp of Vietnam. I could state the name of the disease, but more specific on it because it's not my major. So
Okay.
yeah, so I cannot explain clearly. The main disease found in the shrimp in our country are acute hepatopancreatic necrosis disease. Its short name is AHPND, and which is caused by the bacteria white spot and yes, white spot syndrome virus.
Okay.
And yes, and which is caused by the virus and enterococcus WSSV. Yes, yes, and recently there are many agricultural university find out the solution to take the medicine for to reduce this disease, and they also created some created some vertical linkages between the enterprise and the scientists and the shrimp farming to reduce the disease in our country. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Duhai.
Yes, thank you. So we still have time for the question, or we moved on the next presentation, Doctor?
It's better if we move to the next presentation.
Okay, so Dr. Nasser, excuse me, Dr. Nasser, are you here?
He's not here. This is in room 6. In the first attendance, we have Mr. Sabri. This is the same with you? The form of attendance? Mr. Sabri.
Yeah, I am here. I'm already in the room.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So please, it's your time to present your topic, please.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. Could you please stop sharing the?
Okay. You will share screen for the presentation? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, the slide can be seen by everybody. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon. Our appreciation to our moderator, Dr. Duhai Yen, all respected presenter and participant. Okay, on behalf of my co-author, I would like to present our paper entitled "What Contribute to Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Productivity in Fishery Sector in Aceh, Indonesia." Looking at the background of the author is basically economics. So our focus, our analysis, basically more from the perspective of the economy. It is well known that micro, small, and medium enterprises, called MSMEs, play a crucial role in many economies, including Indonesia, and their contribution has been increasing over the last decade. Apart from offering a job opportunities, MSEs contribute to income disparity reductions and also poverty alleviation. The latest figures showed that the existing 34.2 million unit of MSEs in Indonesia has contributed 61.7% to national economy, 97% to the labor market, and 60.4% to the total national investment. MSEs in fishery sector contributed 48.85 to national GDP, recorded as the second largest contributor to the Indonesian economy. Yet, the contribution of MSE as the backbone of the national economy is still far beyond expectation due to their low level of productivity. Thus, studying the sources of MSE's productivity is extremely important as one of strategic effort to further enhance MSME's contribution to the national economy. There has been many studies explored and measured the productivity of different decision-making units, including SMEs, in various regions over the globe, and comparing to the large-scale business entities, SME are found to have a lower level of productivity. This is basically based on empirical evidence of the previous study. Although the previous study have explored factors determining SME's productivity, but we found no study have assessed the MSME's productivity in fisheries sector in Indonesia. Besides, previous studies have not evaluated the source of MSME's productivity. Therefore, they fail to offer comprehensive policy design ramification to further enhance MSE productivity. In addition, different from earlier studies that focus only a specific SMEs in a certain district in Indonesia, our study measured the total factor productivity and its sources, taking the case of MSE in fisheries sector across 23 districts or cities in Aceh Province, Indonesia. Of 2,178 unit MSEs in fishery sector in across the district in Aceh, Indonesia, we selected 178 using the stratified ranging sampling technique, whereby 6 MSEs from each 20 regency selected over a 5-year period. So in totality, our study comprised 690 observations. To measure the total productivity, we use 3 input, namely number of managerial board, own capital, external capital, managerial board, and also the total profit. This basically based on the Indonesian Cooperative Act number 25 1992, because we know that MSE is part of the cooperative in Indonesia. So we gathered the primary data using questionnaire distribution to the selected sample in Aceh Province, Indonesia. We use data envelopment analysis to measure the productivity, and based on equation 1 and 2, and we further decompose the sources of total productivity using equation 3 and using equation 3. Okay, the finding here, table 1, we provide the productivity based on constant return scale and variant return to scale assumption, while in table 2 we report the total productivity and its sources. Our general finding shows that the SME experienced a declining trend in their efficiency level up to the lowest level in 2019, whereby their efficiency level is more or less about 50%. This shows that the MSE's inability, right, to maintain and even continuously improve their efficiency level across the year. On average, SME recorded efficiency level 49.1% based on RS assumption, 58.3% based on variable return to scale assumption, showing relative low level of efficiency. While based on table 2, the total factor productivity in the fishery sector of SMEs in the fishery sector has declined by 10.9%, contributed mainly by a deterioration of efficiency change and technical change by 4.4% and 6.8% respectively. The reduction in change in efficiency of MSE was further caused by declining in pure efficiency and scale efficiency deterioration. Okay, so what is the recommendation here? Our empirical finding indicated that the urgent call for adopting advanced fisheries-related technology and implementing a good MSME's governance practices to further promote MSE's performance. This is basically based on our finding, whereby the declining in total productivity of MSE in fishery sector is simply mainly caused by technical inefficiency. The SMEs are also required to improve their human and financial resources for productive activities and properly combine limited input to produce the maximum output. Finally, the relevant government authorities should prioritize promoting less productive MSE by granting adequate financial support and conducting regular professional entrepreneurial workshop. With that, I end my presentation. Okay, thank you.
So thank you very much. Do we have time for question?
We have for 2 minutes for question.
Yes. So the attendance, if you have the question for Dr. Sabri, you can give him.
Yes. Yes. I have one question for Prof. Sabri. The question is regarding the finding that you mentioned in the last slide. What is the implication managerial that you suggested to be done by the respective authorities to increase the productivity of the SME, especially in fishery sector in the future? Since you mentioned that the main cause, for the the cause of the problem is the technical efficiency, which is declining quite high, and how this problem will be overcome in the next future.
Okay, thank you for very I think very good question here, because whatever the research that we do, right, the usefulness of the research is very much depending on policy implication. Okay, our finding shows that technical inefficiency contributed the largest to low productivity of SMSEs in fishery sector. So this shows that the MSE in fishery sector adopt less advanced technology related to the fisheries activity. So we suggest here the MSEs should adopt technology, right? Advanced technology facilities, right? In their management, because we know that during the COVID period, right? Many firm or let alone SME, we know that SME is just a small entity. It's very hard for them to compete with the bigger business entity. So the use of the online marketing or all technology should be right. Make it related to the information communication technology that would be helpful, right, for further promoting the SME productivity. So in this case, it could be the government provide or support, right, financially the appropriate technology, right, or such as the what we call the marketing platform, right, to market the product. Okay, I think that is my response, Dr. Syafruddin.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prof. Sabri.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, and congratulations to your presentation. So I would like to ask Dr. Nasser, are you here? Oh, maybe he's not here. So to save time, we will move to the next presentation. Dr. Arifa Pratami, are you here? Dr. Arifa Pratami. Okay. How about the Dr. Syafruddin Chan?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so you can present your topic now. Thank you and good luck.
Okay, thank you. Should I share my PPT or from the committee?
Maybe better if you share your own PPT.
Okay. Okay, this is my presentation. Good afternoon, everybody that joining the session this afternoon, especially for Dr. From Vietnam. I just forget Doya, yeah, from Vietnam, who as our moderator today in today's session. This my presentation. The title of my presentation is the impact of the spread COVID-19 on marine tourism base small business and suggested recovery plans. Okay, this because of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's caused many problem and trouble for the economy all over the world, including the micro and small medium enterprises, and also in the tourism sector. A number of international institutions predict that global economic growth in 2020 has fallen deep at -3.5, and also the OECD also predict that will be a deeper decline in 2020, because this is the data from 2020, and then on 2021 will be predicted even going down for the 4.2%. So the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic also spread to Indonesia as well. And then the World Bank project that the GDP of the growth in 2020 will also have a contraction to 2.1%. And the economy recovery depend on the effectiveness of the COVID-19 control program, such as vaccination that will be that already been done by the Indonesian government. And then today we saw that the result of the control of COVID-19, it's also been seen that, you know, the pandemic is I think this quite decreasing now, yeah, in today, because of the control that being done by the government and any other parties. And then the problem is because the COVID-19 for those who has micro, small and medium enterprises, which is in the tourism sector, is has the very big impact, yeah, compared to the other sector or the other industry, and especially for those who just selling the souvenir to the tourists, because no longer tourists are coming down to Aceh, especially to Sabang. They are not being able to sell the souvenir anymore. And then also not only for the souvenir, but this is also affect any other part of the industrial tourism sector, such as diving and snorkeling, and also culinary business, and also the lodging accommodation. That most of them are consist of the MSMEs, companies or enterprises. So the objective of the research is to find out the real impact of the COVID-19 epidemic, especially for to those who in the micro MSME in tourism sector, and what should be done and what have been done to overcome the problem during the COVID-19 crisis. And then actually the government already doing something, yeah, to help the MSMEs against the pandemic, such as social support, that also the stimulus of the tax incentive, also the working capital, and also the credit restructuring that been done, and then also the program that called the PEN, yeah, pendaya gunaan ekonomi. And although also on the other hand, there are some SME business strategies ingesting made in the COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia. And then the strategy is doing the product innovation, customers and stakeholder relationship management, also digital marketing. And then also we are seeing there are some opportunities also in this pandemic, during this pandemic season, yeah. The COVID-19 pandemic is indeed quite influential on business continuity, and also because of the many of people are doing work from home, and then also this one is also create the opportunities. And then for the SME who are engaged in the culinary field, which is previously served mostly tourists, and then because no more tourists coming to the destination tourism destination area, now they can join delivery business such as Gojek and GoFood to serve to the domestic community. Also, some others opportunity that arise is to not only to sell the ready to eat food, but also for the any other kind of food, such as the frozen food or homemade side dishes, packet in bottle, pastries. And this is something that already being done by some of the MSE in tourism destination area. And then just like other sector, SME business sector in the tourism sector must also be creative to innovative this offering. And then the following slide will be presenting some of the data that collected from the primary survey for the limited number of the SME especially in Pulau Weh. And then when we asking the question to them, when asked if you have ever received assistance from from other parties, including the government and other parties, and then 46% of them answered yes, and 44% answered not yet. So we now understand that not all of the SMEs in that area have been receiving assistance from the government or from any other parties. To those who answered yes, they were asked what kind of assistance they had received, and then 17% said that they had the opportunity to help and CHSE, which is stand for the cleanliness, health and safety and environment sustainability. This is a kind of certification that being conducted by the Ministry of Tourism, and then telling the guests that their premises is already being certified, and then this is clean, health, and also this is safe from the disease. Yeah, this is kind of the certificate that being released, issued by the government of Indonesia through the Ministry of Tourism. And then the third question that being asked to them, what help do you expect from the government? And most of them, 30% of them, expect that assistance in the digital their business to take advantage of increasing promising online business opportunities. So because many people just cannot able to come to the destination area, and then I think what they mentioned that they are moving to the digital business is now one of the solution to overcome the problem that being faced by the SME, especially in the marine destination area. Meanwhile, other respondents expect the subsidies of the employee wage. This is account for 80%, and there are also those who ask for the scheduling of bank loan repayment for the loan they have made, and as well as reduction in income tax if possible. There are 4% of them that have that answer. So this is the ultimate question that we're asking about what has been done to keep their business afloat. So this is actually this question specifically, the purpose of this question is to ask the business owner what they have been done during this pandemic period to make their business sustain, to make their business afloat, and then to make the operation still going on. They said that they had started to take advantage of the online business by opening an online shop to sell their product, especially souvenir products. So those who are selling the souvenir, they are now moving to the go online, whether they are join to the marketplace or they set up their own website. Another respondent stated that what they were doing was cost efficiency. So they just reduce the cost to keep the company cash flow liquid. And there are also those who have tried to obtain additional grant for the working capital. And then the last question to be asked to them, when further investigated regarding their statement to switch to digital business, the majority answer that they have used is social media such as the Instagram shop or Facebook business to market their product. This is account for 80% of them. Meanwhile, the others effort they have made in utilizing the advantage of technology of business benefit are still lacking, even though they currently have a desire to build their own company website. So this is a desire to build their own store, their own website without joining to.
1 minute left, sir.
Yes. In addition to utilizing the online store by joining the marketplace, they have been running so far. So this is some of the progress they made to go online. I think the conclusion, government is already helping the SME in this area, in that area, especially in Way Island area. But apart from the government, the owner of the enterprises also doing something to make the business going and then not going to the bankruptcy, including doing the cost efficiency and moving to the digital business. I think that's all for my presentation today, and then I just return back to this state to the moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and congratulations on your successful presentation. And now I think we don't have time for the question, and we should move to the next one. Dr. Sheila Triana, are you here?
Yes, I hear, Mrs.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. And now it's time for your presentation. Please, good luck.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank Allah for bestowing us His blessing together in this virtual meeting. Before I present my paper, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sheila Triana. I'm from the Department of Physics Education, Faculty of Teachers Training and Education, Islamic University of North Sumatra. I'm a lecturer in the Department of Physics Education. Okay, thanks to committee and moderator Mrs. Do Hayen from Vietnam. Okay, I want to present my paper with title Profile of Rational Thinking Ability Skills and Student Learning Motivation in Physics Learning. Okay, introduction, expectation of curriculum. According to the Ministry of National Education, science learning at the SMP or MTS level aim, among other things, to enable students to develop an understanding of various natural phenomena, concepts, and principles. Science is useful and can be applied in everyday life, as well as conducting a scientific inquiry to develop scientific thinking skill, action, and action, as well as communication. Implication, a number of thinking and reasoning skills need to be developed to be able to solve problem, and number of skills need to be trained in order to provide scientific work experience. Facts on the field. The teacher feels that the available time is not proportional to the amount of material. Difficulty understanding the question in the form of calculation. Students are not used to self-study and low motivation to learn physics. Physics learning is done by the lecture method. Emphasis on understanding concept is done through direct delivery, question and answer, and practice questions. Education, scientific skills are not trained because students do not do hands-on activities. Thinking skills are only trained on lower order thinking skills, remembering, memorizing. Mastery of physics concept is not optimal because real phenomena are not presented. Formulation of the problems. How is profile students' rational thinking skill? In Medan City Middle School, and how is profile students' motivation to learn physics in Medan City Middle School? Methodology, research method, descriptive, research design, one-shot case study. Population, all 7 grade student is in one of the SMP in Medan City. Sample, class 7, student A. Methodology, instruments of research, learning observation sheets. Second, rational thinking skill test. Third, student motivation questionnaire, and then teacher and students interview sheets. Theoretical review, the nature of science learning. Science can be viewed as a process, attitude, and product. Physics is a science that studies the behavior of nature in various forms of symptoms to be able to understand what control or determine that behavior. Based on this, learning physics cannot be separated from mastering the basic concept of physics through understanding. Rational thinking skill, according to Novak, rational thinking activities are recalling, imagining, classifying, generalizing, comparing, evaluating, analyzing, synthesizing, deducing, and inferring. According to Asrori, impulse that arise in a person consciously or unconsciously, and motivation are evoked that can cause a person or a certain group of people to be moved to do something because they want to achieve the goals to be achieved. Indicator, there is a desire to success. There is encouragement and need in learning. The existence of hopes and aspiration for the future. The existence of appreciation in learning. There are interesting activities in learning, and the existence of conductive learning environment. Results and discussion. The result of the observation of the learning model method carried out by the teacher. The teacher used the lecture method from beginning to end, which is interspersed with question and answer and discussion of sample question. Students are passive, just sitting quietly watching, but there are some who talk to each other. Student answer the teacher question on the sidelines of learning. Some are best to answer, but some are silent without answering the teacher question. Only a few students dared to try in front of the class to answer the exercise given by the teacher, while others did not dare to even do the practice question given by the teacher. At the end, the lesson, the teacher concludes the subject matter that has been studied at some time, and sometimes give assignment at the end of the lesson. Result of observing student activities. All students pay attention to the perception and motivation of the teacher. There were some students at the back who did not listen to the teacher explanation carefully, and only a few students at the front paid attention to the demonstration made by the teacher. Students are quite active in asking and answering questions posed by the teacher. Students want to.
You have 2 minutes left.
Okay, amazing. Excellent opinions. Next, result of rational thinking skill display on the screen. Average of rational thinking skill test is 94 for remembering. Classifying is 95. Comparing is 30. And evaluation is 95. Generalization is 70. And analyzing is 48. Result for motivation questionnaire recapitulation result, it is average is medium, ya, medium. Conclusion, students' rational thinking skill are still relatively low. Aspect of students remembering, classifying, and evaluating skill are the highest achievement with percentage of 94%. 95% and 95% respectively. Aspect of the generalizing skill are in the medium category with a percentage of 70%, while the aspect of comparing and analyzing skill is in the very low category with percentage of 13% and 48%. And second, most student learning motivation toward physics learning is medium. Suggestion, this research is just a case study research to see the ability of students' rational thinking skill. It is necessary to conduct more in-depth research experimentally using relevant learning models to see the success in learning physics to improve the rational thinking skill of junior high school students. I think is so. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I back to moderator. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your excellent presentation. And I think, and now we will come to the next presentation from Dr. Arifa Pratami. Are you here? Sorry, Dr. Arifa Pratami. Are you here? Maybe he's not. So we move on the presentation of the Dr. Fenty Puluhulawa. Please, we invite Dr. Fenty Puluhulawa. Are you here? Note. Dr. Numalita, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so we would like to invite you to present your topic, please, and good luck.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can.
I would like to say thanks for everyone in this room for my time, especially to steering committee and moderator Dr. Dokai. I want to present my paper about utilization of bio-coffee hash weights for natural activated carbon obtained by two activation method.
It's not working.
Yes. I'm sorry. Indonesia
Yeah.
is one of the world's largest coffee producing countries, especially Gayo coffee. The biggest waste of coffee plant is coffee skin waste. This is a figure of coffee fruit. Yeah? The fiber contained in the coffee skin consists of 24.5% cellulose and 29.7% hemicellulose and 23.7% lignin. 1 kilogram of freshly picked coffee cherries contain almost 50% by weight of wet rind. The coffee skin can cause the environmental problem. The presence of phenolic compound such as coffee and tannin limit their use in animal feeds due to their anti-nutritional properties. The presence of chlorogenic acid limits their application as a fertilizer, as it is phytotoxic. Developmental, behavioral, and morphological abnormalities have been observed in a variety of aquatic organisms due to exposure to caffeine and tannin, including algae, sea urchin, and fish. And then chlorogenic acid has negative effect on seed germination and plant growth. For the origins, we change the coffee skins to activated carbon material. Activated carbon is a microporous material which can store liquid and gases at high capacity due to its well-developed porosity, high surface area, and chemical stability. Several potential applications of activated carbon have been studied, mainly in removal of organic pollutants. Activated carbon is a solid absorbent in the field of petrochemical, food and beverage processing, pharmaceutical and medical, mining, environmental protection from pollution, automotive industry, and other applications. The market of activated carbon projected 3.6 million tons with a value of 8.1 billion USD in 2021. Material and method: dry coffee skins collected from Bener Meriah, Gayo Island, Aceh, Indonesia, and 10% and 15% zinc chloride solution and distillate water, and then pyrolysis reactor. Method in this research: 3 kilogram coffee skin go to pyrolysis for 3 hours at 500 degrees Celsius. Product pyrolysis process is biochar or carbon. Biochar sample to characterization about foil transform infrared, SEM image, and EDS spectrum. This is a biochar or carbon sample. And then biochar or carbon go to chemical activation using zinc chloride solution. 10 gram biochar and 100 milliliter zinc chloride. Go to mixture for 24 hours. And then the mixtures go to leaching, and then has heat treatment in furnace at temperature 105 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. A product of chemical activation, namely activated carbon, we have two sample, namely AC1 sample and AC2 sample. Two sample go to characterization, FTIR, SEM and EDS micrograph, BET method, and then iodine adsorption. This is some sample ID and information about that. Result and discussion. Product of 3 kilogram coffee skin atau or dry coffee skin is bio-sharp, bio-oil, and uncondensable gas. This is the all sample in my paper. Iodine absorption value of AC1 sample is 605 milligram per gram, and to AC2 sample, iodine absorption value is 383 milligram per gram. This
you
is
have 2 minutes left.
Yes. Okay. This is SEM EDS micrograph for all sample. Yeah. All sample consist of uniform surface morphology and well developed for arrangement, even though the pore surface was still covered with impurities. This is FT infrared, matching on the surface chemistry of all sample, and then BET method of especially C sample, and conclusion. The C sample, this is significant to we have information about the all sample. The C sample contain pore with diameter 0.846 nanometer. According to Zhou et al., for diameter of greater than 0.7 nanometer is necessary for better hydrogen absorption, as long as the absorption consists of high micropores volume. I think enough my presentation. I want forgive me for my spelling. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to back moderator.
Thank you very much for your interesting topic, and it brings many knowledge to us. And congratulations for your successful presentation. And now I would like to ask Dr. Fenty Puluhulawa. Are you here? Dr. Fenty Puluhulawa. Not yet. Okay. So Dr. Nairu Mila. Dr. Nairu Mila, are you here? Not yet. Okay. How about Dr. Arifa Pratami?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So now is the time for your presentation, and please, good luck.
Yeah, thank you, moderator. I'm sorry. We just complete an internal quality audit before.
You can share your screen now.
Yes. With Dr.
We can share your slide if you want.
Yes, this one. Sorry, forwarding. Okay.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Arifa Pratani from Islamic University of Sumatera Utara. Today, I will present about financial technology lending service peer-to-peer perspective of Pantai Cermin Society in Serdang Bedagai, North Sumatra, Indonesia. This one outline, our outline today, the start for background of study, 2, problem statement, significance of study, literature review, method, and finding. Technology and financial, the collaboration from technology and financial. With the S of technology, IFI, or Islamic Financial Institution, with the S of technology, not only facilitates consumer, but also help them to develop their business faster. Financial innovation from 2015 can be defined as the act creating and then popularizing financial instrument and banking Sharia. And the RC, or the National Digital Research Center, define the financial technology as the term used to describe an innovation in the field of financial service, where the term comes from the word financial and technology, or we call fintech, which refer to financial innovation of modern technology. Indonesia, the largest Muslim majority in the world. So we can see in OJK, Financial Service Authority, so improvement. Of January 2021 experienced a good increase around 148 fintech companies had received official permission to operate from the OJK. And based on data, fintech companies in Indonesia are divided into several sectors: financial planning, lending, crowdfunding, aggregator, payment, and other fintechs. This one from Hadad 2018 explained fintech company in Indonesia were dominated by the payment sector. Pantai cermin or a cermin beach is the coast sub-district in Serdang Bedagai Regency, North Sumatra, Indonesia. They have population and cermin beach or cermin beach, the majority Muslim. This one, cermin beach have 12 villages of park. Ujung Rambung, Solawan, Besar Dua Falls, meanwhile, and another. Theoretical contribution from Kasali, 2017. Fintech is a business that focuses on providing financial service using modern software and technology. The use of fintech of financial institution is in the field of peer-to-peer lending, or P2P, is a lending activity between individuals. This one a concept profit sharing from banking Sharia or akad. Mudarabat, sharing profit, musyarakah, muzarah, mukabarah, mutsafah, bay asalam, bay al-istisna, bay murabahah, ijarah, and ijarah di atamlik. In our research, we use descriptive qualitative. Why we choose Pantai Cermin or Cermin Beach to location our research? In Pantai Cermin, we are dominant as Muslim. The community is directly involved in technology base.
You have 2 minutes left.
Okay. Thank you. This one is findings. The people of Pantai Cermin in contrast to conventional financial institution before which contain a lot of garar. In contrast, conventional financial institution which contain a lot of garar, the society of Pantai Cermin predominantly Muslim must avoid the system. Therefore, the people of Pantai Cermin hope that Islamic financial institutions must be based their operation on Sharia principle, namely the prohibition of usury garar, mashir, so that they place more emphasis on the profit and loss sharing system as substitute. Okay, thank you for your attention. Sorry, my English not be perfect.
Okay. Thank you very much and congratulations for your presentation. And Dr. Nasser, are you here?
I'm here. I will present it for Dr. Nasser. I think the house already told you about this. My name is Chit Aprilia.
Okay, go ahead. So good
I
luck.
have shared sent the video presentation. Do you think it could possible if you just use this video?
It's okay. Okay, Chut Aprila, I think no problem if you want to share video.
Can you hear the voice?
Not yet.
Not yet. I cannot hear.
I think it's I cannot hear that. Okay, I'm just gonna do the PT then. Oh God. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Right. Okay. On behalf of my co-author, I will present the article with the title of the function of the attitude of Islamic banks in coastal society in mediating the effect of emotional attachment on the continuance intention of Islamic banks. So yes, the research background in this. The research background of this research of this study is the low penetration in the coastal communities to service bank, such as saving products and microfinancing, and also with the Kanun enactment in Aceh, so they push them to have an Islamic bank account. So our study focusing on whether there is a willingness in the coastal communities to continue using the Islamic banking product. Okay, continued intention is the study that measures customer intention to continue using or purchasing a product or service, and consumer decision to continue or discontinue purchasing a product depends on the evaluation of the performance of the product and their state of emotion. So the religious belief of the communities, which has become the main motivator for most of the Muslims to choose Islamic banking, shape their emotional attachment and the attitude toward the Islamic banking, and also the decision whether to continue or discontinue using the product. So our research objective then is to investigate the role of emotional attachment and attitude in predicting customer continuous intention to use Islamic banking product or service for financial transaction. So this is our conceptual framework. Emotional attachment is defined as a customer willingness of customer feelings of connection and attachment to a brand as a result of favorable experience they have with the brand. And emotional attachment generate positive attitude, and according to previous study, the literature, that emotional attachment generate positive attitude, and emotionally attached customers tend to evaluate the brand positively. So that's why we argue that the emotional attachment has a relationship with attitude and continuous intention. Well, attitude, the relationship between the emotional attachment and continuous intention is not just direct relationship, but it also can be mediated by attitude. So we hypothesize that emotional attachment is mediated by, the attitude mediates the relationship between emotional attachment and continuous intention. Attitude is the overall, attitude is the overall evaluation, perception of customer on a brand. So how the customer attitude, how they think about the brand will shape their attitude that eventually influence their decision whether to continue or discontinue purchasing the product. So we hypothesize that attitude has has a direct relationship with continuous intention. So the population of this study is the Islamic banking customer. Of course, we take the area of the total sample is 350 respondents. The sampling method that we use is cluster random sampling. So we're not just taking Aceh. We also take a respondent of coastal communities from North Sumatra and Riau, because as you know that Aceh is coastal communities in Aceh is being pushed by the Kanun to implement to open the Islamic banking account. So we'll see whether there is a differences between the differences behavior between those two. So that's why we're interested to know, to measure not just in Aceh but also in another region. So the data analysis that we use is SAM with the help of the software Amos version 22. So the characteristic of the respondent on this study is mostly dominated by age of group 30 to 40 years and dominated by men and with undergraduate education, and majority of the occupation is in the fishery sector, and while other is mostly job has a occupation in trade, culinary, and other tourism service. So this is the validity measurement that indicator is said to be valid if the loading factor is greater than 0.5. And as you can see here, I think it's not quite, okay, as you can see here, there is all of the indicator is greater than 0.5. Okay, this is the fit model test and reliability test. So all are fit and reliable. And this is the hypothesis testing. So all of these are, all the hypotheses are, this is a direct hypothesis, and as you can see from the critical value and the significant, all of have greater than 1.96. So all of the hypothesis is accepted, are accepted. And for the mediation analysis, it has is also accepted with the critical confidence coefficient of the effect of emotional attachment on continuing intention is 62.9%. So attitude has a greater explanation, greater role in mediating between emotional attachment and continuing intention. So it's all hypothesis, then is accepted, and it's all aligned with the previous study of Chen Liu in 2019. The conclusion of this study is for Islamic banking to improve the attitude of the customer through building relationship with the customer. So mostly focusing on building strengthening emotional attachment between customer and a brand. And for Islamic banking to follow Sharia business practice in a kafah manner, or truly applying Sharia law. I think that's all for my presentation for today. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for your thank you very much for your interesting presentation, and congratulations for your success present. And now I would like to call Dr. Naizumila. Are you here? Dr. Mila? Okay, so how about Dr. Fenty Pulu Hulawa? No? Okay. Dr.
Miss Dohan?
Siafruddin. Okay.
Miss Dohan?
Yes.
But I already seen Miss Mila is here.
Yes.
But, yeah, she's in the room.
Yeah.
But
I
I
also
don't know.
see her name in the room.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, but no one replied. Yes. Okay, so to save time, we go to the presentation of Dr. Siafruddin Chine. We go back to his presentation.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my
please.
My second paper about the the title is The Role of Customer Satisfaction in Mediating the Effect of the Appellation of the Bank's Compliance with Islamic Law on the Continuous Intention to Use Islamic Banking Among Coastal Communities. So this is we have three fellow that as an author of this paper. This is law involved in the performance of Islamic bank, both Islamic commercial bank and also the Islamic rural bank. The customer is now rational enough in determining the choice which bank to trust. Previous research conducted revealed that religious motivation is not the dominant factor considered for choosing a Sharia bank. The bigger motivation is how much profit he gets from the activities he does. And then the formulation of the problem, there is still a reluctance of people in Indonesia, including Aceh, to switch from conventional bank to the Islamic bank. This is evident by the still sluggish growth of Islamic bank, as evident by the sloping growth curve of return on the asset, or ROA, finance to debt ratio, and also the probability level. Several factors respective to the cause of the low public interest in switching to Islamic banks, such as the bank compliance with Islamic law. The research objective. The purpose of this study is to introduce a conceptual framework that can facilitate the exploration of the cause of people reluctant to become customer of Islamic bank. both from the aspect of applying Islamic law and ease of transaction using multi-channel moderated by perceived compatibility and also the customer satisfaction. And then the research gap. Many previous studies have discussed the determinant factor of repurchase intention toward Islamic bank product, which found religiosity and bank reputation as the main determining factor to make customer to switch to Sharia bank. The other research mentioned that main factor for customer to stay in a bank because of perceived security concern. Other researchers reported that the ease of use of speed transaction variable as the dominant variable to increase customer interest in staying in a bank. And then what is the uniqueness or the novelty of this research? In contrast to previous research, this study tries to look at the phenomenon of community reluctance, especially among the coastal communities, coastal people, which is stay in the area of close to the sea, to stay in Islamic bank, especially related to the aspect of compliance with Islamic law, which is carried out by Islamic bank practitioner from the customer perspective. And then this is important to do because, as indicated by previous research, there are customers who consider Islamic banking practice no different from the conventional bank on borrowing from Islamic bank, which is more expensive than from conventional banks. So there is indication that the perception of people who live in the coastal communities said that borrowing from the Sharia bank, which is more expensive compared to the conventional bank. And then coastal communities are defined as a group of people who live in coastal areas and whose source of economic life depend directly on the utilization of marine and coastal resources. So this is the important of research. To the practitioner, the result of the study will be a reference for banking practitioner to redesign their marketing strategy, not only to retain existing customer, but also to acquire more conventional customer to switch to the Sharia bank. And then from the concept contribution point of view, in addition, the output of this research also add to the repertoire of reference and contribute to the enrichment of marketing concept, especially those related to customer retention in the banking industry. So the model of the research and the hypothesis, this is application of bank compliance with Islamic law as independent variable, and then we have customer satisfaction as mediating variable, and then dependent variable or endogenous variable will be continuous intention to use Islamic banking. There are 4 hypotheses developed for this study. The first one is the effect of evaluation bank compliant with the customer satisfaction. Also with the continuous intention for the second hypothesis. And the third one is from the customer satisfaction to the continuous intention to use Islamic banking. And the fourth hypothesis will be indirect effect from evaluation of bank compliant to the continuous intention to use Islamic banking through customer satisfaction. So there are 4 hypotheses to be tested. And then the result of those, the first 3, that will be the effect of the EBCEL to the CS, which is customer satisfaction, has a significant effect with the p-value less than 0.005, and then beta value, which is 26.9%. And also the second hypothesis also proven significant because the p-value NCR is meet up with the minimum requirement, which is 1.960, and then p-value should be less than 0.05. And then the magnitude of the effect will be 15.3%. And also the third hypothesis, the customer satisfaction to the intention to use Islamic bank, the p-value is less than 0.05, and then also the p-value is bigger than 1.96, which is and then the magnitude value is the biggest among the others, which is 87.1%. And then for the fourth hypothesis, which is the indirect effect, the p-value is 0.001, which is less than 0.05, and then the magnitude of the effect will be 23.5%, which is also considered as significant. So those four hypotheses that being tested, all of them are proven, which is rejected HO and but accepted XA as an alternative hypothesis. So the conclusion, after going through a series of tests, it turned out that all the hypotheses that will be built involving the bank compliant with Islamic law, customer intent satisfaction, and customer intention to use Islamic banking proved significant and had a positive effect. For further research development, synthesis variable can also be added in the study. The synthesis of the variable must be carried out based on existing field fact combined with theoretical concept related to the variable to be synthesized, which can influence customer to use good or service provided by the Islamic banking. I think that's all for my presentation for today. Thank you very much, and I return the stage to the moderator. Thank you very much.
Congratulations for your excellent presentation. You still have 2 minutes left. So any question for his presentation? If the audience here have any question.
Yes.
But Chan, I have one question. Dr. Sabri here.
Yes.
Okay. There is terms called intention to reuse.
Yeah.
While in your study, you use the variable continuous intention to use.
Yes.
Is there any difference between the two terms?
Yes, that's different, because if we use the intention to use, it's mean that the customer is not using the product yet.
To reuse.
Yeah. Intention for using this is the respondent should be the one who are not using the product yet. But if we said continuous intention to use, it's mean that the respondent should be the one who already in, and then we just check into the perception of the respondent whether they are happy or not to use this bank Syariah bank product, because conventional bank always be an attractive and have a more attractive offering by charging the less expensive cost of the transaction. This is according to the respondent that we are interviewing.
Chan, intention to reuse, not intention to use. Intention to reuse and continuous intention.
Yeah. Intention to reuse. Yeah. I think that is quite the same.
Okay.
Intention to reuse with the continuous intention to use. Yeah. This is, I think, similar. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Sabri.
Okay. So I think it's time for the next presentation. Dr. Neazumila. I see Dr. Mila Neazu in the room. So can you present your topic? Dr. Mila Neazu. Hello. Dr. Mila Neazu. Oh, not it. How about Dr. Fenty Puluhulawa? Dr. Fenty Puluhulawa? We would like to invite Dr. Neazumila. Are you here? Okay, excuse me, the committee. We still have two presentations left, but I don't see the author here. So what should we do next?
How about Ms. Rahayu? This is the last one in my list. Rahayu. Miss Rahayu. Not here.
Yes, I'm
In my
Milana
list.
Irus.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
my signal is not work out very well.
Okay. Okay, time for your presentation. Good luck. Please.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we can see you now.
Yeah. My signal
Okay.
is not work out very well. Sorry.
It's okay. So it's better now, right?
Yes. Maybe my present were shared by HMR or by me. My material.
Maybe better if you, Miss Mila, maybe you
Okay.
have add
Okay.
some
Okay.
slide.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute.
Yes. You can share your screen.
But maybe if the same like you sent before, we will share it. Is it right? Your PowerPoint? Miss Mila? Hello, Miss Mila. Miss Mila? Miss Mila? Is it your presentation?
Maybe her internet is not good again.
I think maybe some problem with her connection. So I just close stop share. How about Rahayu? Sri Rahayu? Sri Rahayu? Not here. Fenty Pulu. Okay. Maybe Miss Duhai, we can continue with Sri Rahayu.
Yes. Yeah, yes, Miss.
Yeah, maybe we
Assalamualaikum.
can continue with Miss Rahayu. Yeah.
Yes, yes, please.
Sorry, Miss.
Is it your presentation,
Yes.
Ms. Sri Rahayu?
Yes.
Yes, could you please present your topic?
Mbak Sri,
Ya kemarin
Bisa-
ada ngirim itu ya Mbak, apa namanya, videonya ya?
yang ini nggak bisa ya, PowerPoint?
PowerPoint-nya, aduh. Next aja Mbak, aduh lagi ada ini pula. PowerPoint.
Kalau Mbak ada video boleh juga Mbak, mau di videoin, mau diputar. If you have video before, you can share it. If you have video.
Kemarin ada dikirim sama panitia. Bentar ya. Ini mana ya? Baca. Miss, excuse me, next dulu boleh ya? Soalnya lagi di audit. Izin nanti sebentar saya cari dulu videonya. Sebentar itu.
Oh,
Boleh
okay.
next?
Because
Yeah, next.
in Formita, you just send this PowerPoint.
Yes. Ya kemarin soalnya saya sudah kirimkan videonya. Sebentar nanti saya kirim lagi sama Ibu Tina dan email. Sudah saya konfirmasi sama Bu Tina.
Okay, so you want to present this right now or?
Next aja, next dulu, next.
Yeah. So, Miss Dohai.
Yes.
Miss Sri Rahayu, she is not ready yet because she has like another activity like counting from another organization maybe.
Okay. So how about Dr. Mila?
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Can you present your topic now?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead with your presentation. Good luck.
Yeah. Assalamualaikum. Thank you to Committee of ICMR and so of Ms. Duhayen. Before, let me introduce. My name is Mila Nairus, and I'm from the University of Islamic North of Sumatra. And now I want to present my article with the title of The Impact of Economic Growth Due to Technological Developments, Digital Payment, and Fluctuation in Interest Rates and Exchange Rates in Indonesia. Introduction. Technological developments allow people to send money to each other and transact using mobile phones. Tool this seems to be more convenient than physically transferring cash or making online bank transfer. McCaffrey and Skiff 2017. And the table one is so that 2019 user internet is 196.7 billion, and the online transaction is about 182.02 billion rupiah. From the data above, table 1, according to the Association of Indonesian Internet Service Providers, from 2017 to 2019, Indonesia is one of the countries with the most internet users and has experienced significant increase from year to year. Online transaction obtained from 2017 to 2019 continue increase, meaning that the Indonesian nation is developing country that is participating in the digitization process. Because the Indonesian people have started to make change to transaction from offline to online, and the internet is considered a very important thing. And Robert Lucas and Paul Romer, where this theory focused its cycle on human resources, which are the main capital for increasing production and the national economy. According to Lucas and Romer, a workforce with broad knowledge, higher education, and professional training can accelerate the development of industry and technology. As a result, national production activities can be increased more quickly. Based on macro data from the Central Statistic Agency, it shows that technological development will affect Indonesia's macroeconomy, including economic growth, e-money growth. In 2018, Indonesia experienced the most significant economic development, where economic growth reached 5.4%. Problem statement. The development of technology has triggered an increase in the number of internet users, and along with that, the payment users have also increased. This change can economic growth to fluctuate from 4.80% in 2015 and to 5.02 in 2019. Not only economic growth, interest rates and exchange rates also have an impact on this change. Number 2, formulation problem. Based on the introduction above, it can be optioned a problem statement, namely do e-money, interest rate, exchange rates, and technology, or internet users affect economic growth, and then research purpose to analyze, test, develop, and modify the theory or previous research on the effect of money, interest rates, and exchange rates, and technology or internet user on economic growth, whether partially or completely, except either in change, the development of modification. Material and methods. And the theory I have to take about Robert M. Solow, where Robert M. Solow found that a developing or in developed country only needs to increase the accumulation of physical capital, labor, and human resource, and the efficiency of allocation in their use. In this case, the role of technology has not been seen as drive in economic growth. If there is a failure in the market in the development process, it will only be resolved through a planning mechanism for efficient allocation and withdrawal of investment in the use of these resources. The solar theory also explains how the level of saving and investment, population growth, and technology progress affect the level of output of the economic and its growth over time. Menkyu 2000. And their conceptual framework where technology, e-money, exchange rates and interest rates related to economic growth. Result and discussion. As a table, we can see about result and discussion is the estimation result find the simultaneous altogether have an effect on economic growth. This can be seen for prop F, which is smaller than 5%. The goodness of the test or R2 based on the estimation result. The inflation equation model obtained a coefficient of determination or R2 of 41.4%, meaning that variation in money, exchange rate, interest rate, inflation, and economic growth were 41.4%, while the remaining 58.6% was influenced by various factors. Others show that economic growth is not only influenced technology, e-money, interest rates, exchange rates, but there are other factors not discussed in this study that affect economic growth. The effect of money on economic growth. E-money research results have a negative and significant effect on economic growth. This means that if e-money transaction increase, economic growth will decrease. The rise of digital money issuance has not been direct proportional to the current digital innovation player, because there are still many Indonesian people who don't understand e-money, so that this digital payment is widely used by millennial children who are generally students and still don't have a STEM income. An innovation actor who don't understand the use the e-wallet, and generally Indonesian people still like to use case factors that cause economic growth that is not immobile, a human resources that are not optimal. Limited natural resources, lack of knowledge and technology, lack of capital, and bad public attitude. And two, the effect of technology on economic growth. The result of the study found that technology has a positive and significant effect on economic growth. This means that if money transaction increase, economic growth will increase. The result of the study found that technology has a positive and significant effect on economic growth. According to the hypothesis, this means that the more people use technology, the more economic growth will grow. This is because Indonesia has shown rapid development in the last 5 years, not only by household, but also by industry. And Indonesia has started to become the largest digital economic growth and development magnet in Southeast Asia and the global level. Number three, the effect of interest rate on economic growth. The result of this study found that interest rates have a negative and insignificant effect in economic growth. This happened because high interest rate will cause banks withdraw money, and this will cause inflation. High inflation will cause a decline in economic growth, and high low interest rate will reduce investors to invest because economy activity will weaken and cause economic growth decline. And the last, number four, the effect of exchange rate on economic growth. The result of the study found that exchange rate was negatively and significantly related to economic growth. This means that if the exchange rate of the rupiah against the dollar increase, economic growth will decrease. This due to many factors that made the rupiah weaken, because the dollar was one of the first by the American Central but to raise the benchmark interest rate. As a result, the interest rate rose. Both demand for the dollar rose. Third, the maturity of foreign debt payment for consumption, import increase, and so on. Conclusion: 1. E-money has a negative and significant effect on economic growth. Number 2, Technology has a positive and significant effect on economic growth. Number 3, interest rates have a negative and insignificant effect on economic growth. Number 4, interest rates have a negative and insignificant effect on economic growth. And then I have to present about my title. And so, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much and congratulations for your interesting and successful presentation. It gives me the committee. So all presentation today in the room 3 are done.
We have two didn't yet presented, Miss Rahayu and Fenty Puluhulawa. If the last call they cannot join with us, so we close this session. Maybe you can call the last one for the final call.
Okay.
To presenter.
Dr. Fenty Puluhulawa, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Please, we would like to ask Dr. Fenty Puluhulawa, are you here?
Okay, just move to the last one. Miss Rahayu. Miss Rahayu, how about Miss Rahayu? Are you ready or not? If not, we are close this.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Miss. Okay.
So do you want to start?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, Miss Dohai, time is yours to moderator.
Okay, so please, Dr. Hayu, good luck.
Yes, Miss. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I present my paper, our paper, and the title in Intellectual Capital, Islamic. Oh.
Is it your presentation, Miss Rahayu?
Yeah. Along with the growth, of the world economy in this era of globalization, the global Islamic finance sector has also experienced strong and increased growth. The growth of Islamic bank in Indonesia has increased quite rapidly after the enactment of Law Number 21 of 2008 on Islamic bank. The growth of Islamic banking in Indonesia does not currently show positive indicator. The rate of growth can be judged on the number of banks, the amount of accumulated fund, and the value of assets, how which show a minimal increase and significantly differs considerably from conventional banking operation. When compared to Malaysia, 20% control on the Islamic banking market share of 20%, while Indonesia is around 5%. Next.
So the committee, could you please control her PPT? Yes.
Next. Yeah. Research that's examining financial performance has also been carried out by Wijayani, Kolila, Andreani, Putri, stating that intellectual capital affect the company financial performance. Intellectual capital is a key source of value creation, business performance, and competitive advantage. Knowledge result is the form employee customer process of technology which the industry can use in the process of creating value for the company. The higher the value of intellectual capital owned by a company, the higher the company ability to generate profit for the company. Meanwhile, research conducted by Dinaro conclude the intellectual capital has not effect of the financial performance of company proxied by the Islamic Financial Performance Index. The next research that Islamic corporate social responsibility as an effect of company performance based off the Islamic Performance Index. Islamic by Husna, Islamic corporate social responsibility is a company social responsibility to all its significant positive research related to relationship between Islamic corporate social responsibility and company reputation and performance. Research conducted Khairani conclude the Islamic corporate social responsibility has not effect of company performance. This study aimed to examine the effect of intellectual capital and Islamic corporate social responsibility on financial performance based on the Islamic City Performance Index at Islamic Commercial Bank in Indonesia. Next. Yes, this is like show the conceptual framework and hypothesis, and then structure model of the research. Yeah, this is research used to PLS. Then hypothesis 1, intellectual capital has an effect of financial performance based of the Islamic Performance Index of Islamic Commercial Bank. And hypothesis 2, Islamic corporate social responsibility has an effect of financial performance based on the Islamic City Performance Index of Islamic Commercial Banks. Next. Population, this research Islamic Commercial Bank registered with the Financial Service Authority, yeah, and then many as for 14 companies, and then sample 8 companies that meet the criteria. Next. Yeah. From the figure above, there are indicators that have a low and insignificant loading factor value, namely FACA, FAHU, IR, GPR indicator. It is necessary to research by eliminating insignificant indicator and only involving significant indicator. Next. Yeah, next lagi, next. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. From the picture above, it can be there's a market that have a low and insignificant loading factor value, namely the indicator ISRI and GPR. So it need be reset by eliminating indicator that are not significant and only linking indicator that are not significant and only related significant indicator. Next. Next. Yeah, okay. Conclusion, based on the test result, the following conclusion can be drawn. The independent variable intellectual capital with structure capital value Silver indicator has a positive and significant impact on the financial performance of Islamic Commercial Bank with indicator of ADR and PSR. And conclusion 2, the independent variable Islamic corporate social responsibility is not affected and is not significant on the financial performance of Islamic Commercial Bank with indicator ADR and PSR. Okay, that's all my presentation. Yeah, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. And so, Dr. Fenty, are you here? Maybe not.
Maybe
So
you
is it
can
okay? Yes, to
please
close the. Yes, to have. Okay. Thank you everyone very much to thank you very much to all presenters in the room 3 today for your spending your time and sharing your valuable knowledge with us. And once again, we are much appreciated, and we wish you all of you healthy, happy, and more success in your scholarly work. And before we go back to the main rooms, is it okay for us to, could you please turn on your video? We can take a photo. Is it okay? Yes, thank you very much. Yes, the committee, I think we can, yes, we can take a photo together.
Okay, 1,
Yes.
2, 3, cheese. Okay, it's already finished.
Yes, thank you very much. And now I think it's time for us to back to the main room of the conference. Thank you very much again.
You're welcome. See you again next
See you
time.
in the main
Bye.
room.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, we still
Again.
have
Bye.
agenda for the keynote speaker at 3:30.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
At 4:30, yeah, 4:30. Okay, thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you, Miss Duhai.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. And see you at the main room. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.